Hello friends, Jules here from FGS, joined today by Tom Farthing.
Hello, I'm also here from FGS.
And we're invading your ears and eyes with a list designed to get the blood pumping because we're here to hype up our boy Sony and let you know about the best upcoming PS5 titles we think you need to add to your wish lists and then later to your libraries. From remakes, returns from long-forgotten franchises, and of course really good-looking games, we think that there's something for everyone here. So let's kick off with number 10, Visions of Mana. Now, after the absolute triumph of the remake of Trials of Mana that dropped in 2020, the world was reminded just how brilliant the Mana RPG series was, and now thanks to Visions of Mana, we can hopefully amend that to, and still bloody well is. This is the first new mainline Mana game since 2006, and to say that hopes are high for this Square Enix-helmed project is like saying that the Black Rabbite is a bit of a tough boss battle. But Visions is shaping up to be a charming, action-packed, and quite lovely-looking title. Plus, if we're being honest, there's some definite cribbing going on here between Visions and the juggernauts Dragon's Quest and the Final Fantasy Remake series when it comes to the aesthetics and combat. And you know what? You couldn't borrow from much better. With the action fully unlocked and free movement in combat being the order of the day, Visions looks to provide players with tense boss battles 1 minute and then let them roam the open lands after, giving Mana fans all they could ask for and then adding in an adorable rideable mount or two for good measure. And you can get your hands, claws and paws on this game when it drops to the PS5 on the 29th of August.
Number 9, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Just like Prince in the 90s, Metal Gear is adding a symbol to its name to confuse and annoy everyone. It's Delta, by the way, just to annoy everyone. I'm going to call it Metal Gear Solid Triangle.
I like to call it Metal Gear Solid Trivial Pie Pursuit Edition.
Anyway, whatever it's called, this game is looking to be Konami's most exciting project in years.
Sorry, Tom. Have you forgotten about Silent Hill 2 that's definitely going to be covered later on in this list? Just saying.
The Xbox Games Showcase trailer with just over 2 minutes of in-engine footage offers a glimpse into this ambitious remake using Unreal Engine 5. It promises revamped visuals, controls and camera while staying faithful to the PS2 original's level design and cutscenes. We've seen Metal Gear Solid 3 polished before, but we're not going to talk about the recent Master Collection, are we?
No.
But is this a remake, a reboot, a rehash, reimagining, whatever? Well, so far every cutscene matches Kojima's original direction, with minor tweaks like a slightly higher camera angle for you nerds who care about that kind of stuff. The game retains the original voice work with everything rebuilt for a 4K presentation, featuring detailed textures, improved lighting and new assets. Now, while Kojima himself isn't on board, he's off making Hillbilly Postman Part 2, we do have David Hayter back. Yes, baby!
I'll take this one, Tom. Yes, baby.
There you go, sorry. Hayter himself has actually had hands-on time with the game and says it's spectacular. And if you can't trust Snake himself, then who can you trust? Ocelot? No, I don't think so.
There's nothing like the feeling of slamming a long silver bullet into a well-greased chamber.
In the game, when Snake gets damaged, it's permanent. The scars and rips to his clothing will stay throughout your playthrough, and knowing how terrible I am at Metal Gear games, my Snake is going to end up looking like Deadpool within a few hours.
You mind putting your mask back on?
Super hard to eat while I'm wearing it.
It's super hard to eat when you're not.
Overall, this remake strikes a balance between technical innovation and nostalgia, potentially paving the way for more milking of the Metal Gear series. But if it's anything like this, then just call me Homelander. Metal Gear Solid Trivial Pie Pursuit or Triangle is scheduled for release for PlayStation 5, PC and Xbox Series X and X in 2024 if we are lucky.
Number 8, Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. Now, I won't lie to you friends, I honestly did not have a Dead Rising Remaster on my bingo card list for 2024, and if I'm being Frank West, I was actually a little skeptical about one of my favourite 360 launch titles being dug up once more, mainly just because I've gotten over the AI pathing that screwed me over so many times. Yet, upon watching the robust deep dive into the upcoming remaster, I am hyped beyond reasonable levels, as this really does look like it's getting the love that it truly deserves. In fact, there are so many quality of life improvements that the devs themselves state that this should really be classed as a remake rather than a remaster. The zombie-slaying comedy melodrama title is getting far more than just a coat of new paint, as locations have been reworked, multiple save files added, bloody steps have been added to that bit just as you leave the safe house, which I cannot tell you may not seem like much, but it is going to be huge. And now even items block enemy gunfire, which again is like a weight leaving my body for how much stress it caused in the original. If this can walk the same fine line of punishing time-sensitive scrambling with over-the-top comedy, then the Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster is and will be your new favourite zombie game of 2024 when it drops September the 18th.
Number 7, Metaphor ReFantazio. From Atlas, the most bonkers game developers, comes another slice of beautiful insanity with an indecipherable name, Metaphor, ReFantazio. Now, I've actually managed to get my hands on this game at Gamescom Latam recently, and my mind still kind of can't comprehend what this game is about, but I love it. There's cat people, rocket launchers, a giant octopus, heart head boss thing, the best moustache in gaming I've seen in a long time, strategy, but also turn-based and live action, dating sim, and hover sword, and oh my god, like a junkie just wanting their next gaming fix, I don't care what's in it, just hook it up to my veins.
That sounds like it has everything.
They just went, mood board, all of it. But now that's out of my system and the gaming come down has started to hit me, let's look a little bit more closely at Metaphor ReFantazio. It's coming from the ex-Persona devs, and this game really should have been called Persona 6, fantasy stuff. So with your fairy, of course, Gallica, you have to lift a deadly curse placed on your childhood friend, the Prince of Uchronia. You'll travel across a vast land and also participate in the Tournament for the Throne, which I'm hoping gives you the Game of Thrones option to bump your mate the prince off and become king yourself. So if you like Persona, Fire Emblem, strategy, turn-based or Final Fantasy games, this is one you need to check out. It's scheduled to be released on the 11th of October 2024, PlayStation 4, 5, PC and Xbox Series X and S.
Number 6, Metal Hellsinger VR. And now we turn to a game that I know might not be on many people's radars, let alone their wish lists, but it's one that I will be screaming about from the hilltops as it rains with lightning striking behind me, because holy hell do I need people to give Hellsinger a go. Now, the original version of this game dropped in 2022 and already has a place on the PS5 storefront, but now we're moshing and mulching our way through the underworld once more, courtesy of a VR version that is set to land later this year. For those not in the know, this title is a beautiful fusion of rhythm action game and first-person shooter in which you can only fire, dodge and unleash abilities on the beat of the game's soundtrack, which itself is comprised of utterly banging tracks and features the likes of Serge Tankian, Matt Heafy from Trivium and Randy Blythe from Lamb of God.
You might have to tell your partners or anyone you live with, though, that you're going to be doing a lot of headbanging in your VR headset. Or get some insurance for the VR headset, because I can imagine it's going to be 1, embarrassing, and 2, costly when you smash it into the wall.
The funny thing is that having a headset is a weighty experience to begin with, so now you are moshing, you're going to build up neck muscles you didn't even know you had. You're going to look like those NPCs that you could recruit in Brutal Legend.
Just all neck.
But what's even more impressive than the setlist, though, is how it interacts with the moment-to-moment gameplay, as here the track builds and builds the more your combo grows, meaning that as you get the blood flowing, your blood will be pumping more and more as the song comes together to provide a personal soundtrack to your rampage. It's a glorious shooter, too, with a vast number of weapons and skills, plus challenge modes and an involved story to boot, and now you can experience all of this in VR. I honestly can't bloody wait.
Number 5, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. Look, we're not getting a Days Gone sequel, and we all need to come to terms with that. Goodbye, Deacon St. John, the neckbeards will forever mourn you, and I'll never be able to give you that award I had for the stupidest name in gaming. But what if I told you that you could play Days Gone as a 4-player co-op game, and also have a sing-along with John Bon Jovi while you obliterate hordes of zombies?
I would say this, Tom. Get it into my brain.
It's not just any zombie game churned out of some kind of fan service thing that we've seen over the last decade. This one is made with the horror maestro and video game lover himself, John Carpenter. It looks like you'll have a lot of tools at your disposal in the game, including various weapons, rocket launchers, drones, machetes, obviously, railgun, and various vehicles that you can upgrade and change with mounted turrets. But you'll also have to contend with bigger zombies that have magic arm cannons. Now, unfortunately, we've not seen anything since it was revealed a year ago, which in gaming terms means it'll probably get cancelled a week after you watch this video. But we've got our zombie fingers crossed. With Carpenter's name attached to it, this one might make it over the finish line. Now, initially, it was due out in 2024 for PC via the Epic Game Store, not Steam, sorry people, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, so keep those rotting fingers crossed, everybody.
I've crossed them so hard they've come off. Number 4, Silent Hill 2. Now, when you take one of the most beloved video games and announce to the world that you're going to be remaking it, then eyebrows will be raised so high that they'll risk coming detached from your head. Yet this was the bold statement made by Konami, who stated a Silent Hill 2 remake was coming to PS5 October the 8th, 2024. Now, let's face facts here. The gameplay footage that we've been teased with has divided the community sharply, especially seeing as the original is in such good state that one could argue it never needed to be touched again. But one thing is for certain. There is a great level of anticipation and intrigue surrounding this title, and I for one desperately want this to succeed. For nothing else, I want this remake to shake up the languishing series that has met repeated nosedives of late. If delivered well, this could put Silent Hill back on the map and bring us ever closer to a full remake trilogy of the original games, which I genuinely think younger horror games would lap up. Now I know it seems like I've cast a fair amount of doubt over this entry, but trust me, it comes from a place of passion. This game was instrumental to me growing up, and I want more than anything else for Konami to get a win with this one. So help me out by crossing every finger and toe you have until October. That's not asking much, right? It might be painful though.
Number 3, Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong dives into the quirky wonders of Chinese mythology, something we haven't really seen tapped in Western games, so we're going to get a completely new story. So if Souls games are about blocking, Sekiro is about parrying, then Wukong is about dodging. It's got a Bayonetta-style system where you can dodge 3 times in quick succession, but if you abuse it, you'll face a lengthy recovery time, so no mindless button mashing here. The game offers 3 skill trees: spells, general, and staff fighting style. Each tree offers unique upgrades like extended attack ranges, healing while sprinting, longer dodges, and reduced stamina costs. You can even reset your skill tree anytime, so experimenting is highly encouraged and hopefully means that this is a Souls-like that's easier to get to grips with and lets you play to the strength of your playstyle, being able to upgrade abilities instead of just stats. The magic system is what I really want to see more of. You can have mirror images of yourself attack en masse to distract, or you can immobilize, freezing enemies, including bosses, in place for a precious few seconds, just as they're about to bonk you on the head from the sky. It's kind of like a cheat code with a cooldown. Transformation is a big part of this game, like turning into a bug for stealth, or a rock to take more hits, or transforming into bosses you've actually already defeated. Now, fingers crossed that the bosses that you can then transform to don't suffer the gaming meme fate of being really hard to beat, but completely useless once you've got them in your hands. Black Myth Wukong will release on August 20th, 2024 on PS5 and PC. However, Xbox Series X and S will have to wait a bit longer for their port. No news on that yet.
Number 2, LEGO Horizons Adventure. I tell you this for none, friends, I bloody love a good LEGO game every now and again. There's something so utterly engrossing about collecting millions of studs and building strange contraptions on the fly with oftentimes hundreds of playable characters, especially when you can do it alongside a friend. And now we're able to take all of that unrepentant joy and apply it to the Horizon franchise, as Aloy and pals are getting the minifigure treatment and getting the rest of us bricked up in the process.
I do always find it amazing how you never think that a LEGO version of a game will necessarily work, and then every time you see one you go, ah, yeah, of course, and it just looks fantastic.
It's like, when's LEGO WWE coming out? I want these games.
Imagine pile driving somebody from the top
and they explode
ring,
in bricks.
And they just explode everywhere, and then you'll have to, like, your stamina button, you're pressing it to reform yourself.
Right, so Tom and I have just given you $1 million idea here. Do not waste it. Trademark it now. Now, to say this game looks gorgeous is to sell this title short, as the sheer amount of detail, amazing conversions, and lighting effects make it look like how your younger self probably imagined things would be if your creations came to life. With tons of gadgets at your disposal and a focus more on hunting down rampaging machines, there is a significant shift from the tried and tested formula to pique the interest. But there's also that comforting loop of stud collection and light puzzle solving to make this a game for fans of Horizon and newcomers to the series. Now, while there's not been a release date set in brick, we've been promised that LEGO Horizons Adventure will drop for PS5 later this year.
And number 1, Slitterhead. The legend Silent Hill creator Toyama's first new game is called Slitterhead. However, don't go into this expecting to be scared senseless. It's more action-packed with a sprinkle of horror and mystery. Arriving just after Halloween, perfect timing, it's a must-play for fans of Prototype or Ghostwire Tokyo. In this game, much like Pazuzu, Arsenal Football Club, and the seagulls in Finding Nemo, possession is everything.
Mine?
Can't reach a ledge? possess someone higher up, need to escape a building, jump off, slow time before you hit the ground, and possess a new body walking below you. Possessing someone gives you both a damage boost and a gap-closing attack when you're fighting someone. You'll want to swap hosts frequently as well to dodge fatal blows and avoid losing one of your 3 lives. However, you need to keep as many people in your team alive to have more potential hosts to jump to. This means winning relies on quantity more than quality. However, there are some stronger characters that offer better support for longer fights, and these characters form a loadout system of sorts, letting you choose who to bring and what skills they have to equip depending on what you're facing. Slitterhead enemies also possess people transforming into grotesque forms, from maggot-headed women, huge praying mantises, and octopus-riddled citizens. They are truly hideous.
Whoa, don't be speaking about the good people of Gateshead like that, mate. I will not stand, and I can say that because I live there.
What about for a palate cleanser? In the game, you can always possess a cute doggy, even if it's one in Gateshead.
Okay, I like that. Yes, please.
Slitterhead is due for release on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on November 8th. Get ready to get scared a bit.
And there we go, my friends. Those were 10 of the best upcoming PS5 games that you need to look forward to. Thank you very much, Tom, for your help with this lovely list. And let's plug some social medias while we're here together at the end. You can go follow me over on Instagram, where it's at RetroJ, but the O is a 0, and people can follow you on the social medias.
At I'm Tom Farthing. Some people find it hard to spell farthing, so imagine farting, but then put an H in the middle.
Thank you, Tom. Cheers for that. So that's been our list today. Hope you enjoyed it. Let us know what you thought about it down in the comments section below. Which games would you add to this list? Which ones would you take away? Let us know. But until next time, my friends, take care of yourself, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye.